here to remind you to be good. And by good, I mean get out of debt and achieve your financial dreams. I'm joined by Angie Barbosa in Sacramento, California. What's going on, Angie? Say hi to the people at home.
Hello. Happy
Angie
third
was talking to
hour.
how it's sunny and lovely where she is, and it is cold and snowy where I am. But Jeremy Newsom is, well, he said he was on vacation, but we're getting messages and emails from him like nuts. So um, don't know how much vacationing he's having. Um, but at any rate, we want to take a look at the market, and I get the microphone today. So let's go take a look and see what the market's doing. This is the S&P 500, and Angie just kind of verified that this wick over here is not very real. So we're still in just a little bit of a sideways consolidation pattern. Um, Volume on this day is really low compared to the last couple of days, so I have no reason to believe that we still cannot break bullish. The only reason I might otherwise is that we are getting a little bit of lower highs, and we did cross underneath the 10 EMA today, but I don't think I'd turn your entire retirement funds into cash right at this point, especially because inflation is so low. Inflation may spike, which would destroy the. Anyway, um, nothing really new to go off of yet, so we'll just keep on going. Let's see what the Dow Jones is doing. Looks kind of the same thing. No really new information. Yesterday set a new all-time high on the market again. So basically, everyone that's invested since the time of Jesus is profitable, and a few people decided to sell, and that's why we got the little pullback today. Um, so the pullback came back. It bounced off the 10 EMA and is kind of moving back up. So again, nothing too alarming. Nothing that I see that would cause us to change our directions. If we take a look at the NASDAQ, that looks exactly the same as the Dow Jones. So yeah, again, nothing new. Declining volume on this new day candle, which it's just a continuation signal. So the market is just kind of resting after it popped yesterday. And you know what? I tell you what. Let's look at the IWM, and then I want to come back and see if there's any kind of divergence going on. Again, we're getting the same candle on 3 of these tickers, just something slightly different on the S&P 500. So let me check the oscillators, and I'm going to just start with the stochastics and RSI. And yeah, nothing really too terrible here. Just a little resting, which is a good thing. Give us a little bit of rest. Give us room to move some more. And yeah, all of these are looking about the same. See how we've got a high here, and then a higher high there, a high there, higher high. The highs are getting bigger. That's what it's supposed to look like. So as long as we're getting relative highs and the market keeps pushing up, then that's what it's supposed to do. So lots of resting on those. I did want to take a look at MACD. There it is. And the MACD still moving up. So yeah, nothing too alarming here. Yeah, room to go. Everything looks good. Got nothing that says reversal or anything, just a little consolidation, just a little resting going on the indices. So today is Tech Giant Tuesday, and we have some tech giants to go look at. Why don't we start off with BABA, because we do have a day trade here on BABA. We took a bearish, and I'm make a confession to everyone on the recording. Jeremy told me no bearish trades this week because I took some trades I should not have and knew I shouldn't have, but I did it anyway. And I have texted him and said, or actually Angie texted him. I asked Angie to text him and said, I goofed. I couldn't do it. But we are in this trade. It did hit our target, and I'm trailing my stop here. Some traders have said that they have their stop a little bit lower than mine, but my trading plan says to once it hits the 2-hour target, to move the stop to at least the break-even point for the entry, so that locks in a 1 hour. If this continues to roll over, let's see, I think I said, Angie, help me out. I said if the stock goes as low as the bottom of this hammer candle, then I can move my stop down to this top, because that will have defined this as a swing high. But we are, the next target is the bottom of this, kind of where the last big bounce happened. We'll sell half of what we got remaining and then just kind of trail the stop on whatever we got left. So that's our day trade. Let's go take a look at a swing trade. Baba, kind of interestingly.
For just a second?
Yes,
May I,
ma'am.
please? So I guess a general question I want to put out there is, because you've mentioned a couple times that you took a bearish trade when you weren't supposed to take a bearish trade.
Yes.
Would you all, everybody here on the floor, prefer to work with us, Brad, Jeremy, Johnny, and I, and us, quotes, being transparent with you and letting you know when oh no, we didn't follow our plan, and now we have to inflict the pain that we put down in our trading plan, just like we tell you to, write out your plan and have your pleasure and pain. Seems to me like being transparent and, that's it, just being transparent and honest. If you don't follow your plan, you let everyone know. Or would you rather that we all just come out here and tell you about all these great trades we're making and everything's always perfect and we're always profitable and we never break our trading plan?
Yeah, you guys type in a 2 if you agree with what Angie's saying, that you want us to be transparent and let you know what our trading plan is, and oh, here come the 2s. Yeah, thank you guys, and I appreciate that. And Angie, I appreciate that. For me, one of my pains I inflicted is I told you guys that I made some bad trades, and I had a very easy rule this week of not taking bearish trades, and I took a bearish trade. And so, if I can't follow an easy rule, it's going to be, challenging for me to follow the more difficult and challenging rules. So, hey, I'm working on my discipline, and I think a lot of people are. On the good news, Jeremy laid out a plan for us yesterday to take a drink of water and write it down, and I did do that. So, again, but I appreciate the support, you guys. And you know what? Someone asked in the earlier part, so let's just go ahead and go take a look at this guy, our trade journal. If you know how to find this website, www.reallifetrading.com, and you click on articles, and you come down here to trade setups, there's a link here that says Real Life Trading Day Trade Journal. And we're still building this, still modifying it a little bit, but if you click on this tab right here, I guess that's the tab that it defaults to now, is a log of all of our trades that we've been since we started doing this. And I'm creating a better page that's going to summarize the results. This tab down here that says morning floor shows all the trades the morning floor is done. This tab shows the afternoon trades, and actually I can update this a little bit because I exited half at 80.39. 80.39. And also, if you go over here to the comments section, you'll see some web links over here. If you grab these web links and paste them, you'll see pictures of the trades that we're doing. So Jeremy and I are trying to start a new discipline of taking a daily shot of the trades that we do and also the entry. So this one is actually a picture of the daily. This one is actually a picture of the 5-minute chart that shows the entry and why we took it. And kind of one of our goals is at the end of the month, we can come through here and we can take a look at what are the worst trades and what are the best trades. Go back because we have a picture of the daily, the entry, and the exit, and we can kind of look at, what did we do well, and what can we improve upon, and that's kind of our accountability. But this is a public web page. Anybody in the world with web access can come and look at this. So that is the accountability that we are putting ourselves out there. And yeah, both Jeremy and I were kind of chatting. We're like, I'm a little bit nervous because now everyone can see our trades, and it just puts a little bit more pressure on you. But at any rate, we're going to be transparent. We're going to show you everything we do.
As a student, that's what I would want.
Cool.
Put your money where your mouth is
and
show me the honesty. Yep.
And I appreciate everyone's support. And I admit, with the morning session, with my losses, I lost half an hour last month. And the silly thing was I was so close to my goal, and my goal is 3R on the morning session, because 3R a month will double your account in a year. And I think if you can trade 4.5 hours a week and double your account in a year, that's pretty sexy. And so that's my goal for the morning floor. Jeremy's goal is I'm actually, Jeremy, we need to know, what is your goal for the afternoon session? I know he says 10R is a professional day trader, but a professional day trader trades what, 40, 35 hours a week, and you know, the afternoon session is only 15 hours a week. So at any rate, we have different goals, we have different times, we have different trading plans, and that brings me to another discussion. We had a pretty vivacious discussion that people were chiming in on where they would put their stop once we hit 2R. Now, some people just exited everything at 2R. I exited half, and I moved my stop to the break even because that's what's in my trading plan. Some other people said that they moved their stop to the EMAs. Some other people had other numbers and other reasons. But the point is, everyone has their own trading plan because everyone has their own personality, their own preferences, their own thing going on. And, you know, sometimes I got my kids with me, and, you know, that means at any rate, everyone's got their own thing and everyone's got their own trading plan. Actually, someone did ask me, what is my trading plan? And if you go back here to the journal, the tab all the way to the right will show you my trading plan. And it's going to look a little bit different than the standard trading plan. I don't have my pleasure, my pain, my time, my success, my failure on here. But these are the rules that I have. One thing that both Angie and I were talking about not too long ago was both Angie and I, and I'm sure Jeremy and Johnny, have lots of questions about how do I get into my first trade? And if you're listening to me now and you're on the floor live, type in a 3 if you've ever had some fear when it comes to actually pulling the trigger and getting into a trade. I know I do. I still do a little bit. There's just a little bit of emotion that comes in. And a lot of people say, Brad, I've watched the videos. I get it. I know what a new white sold is. I know what a double top is. I know where I'm supposed to get in. I know where to put my stop. I know it. I've done it. But when it actually comes to pulling the trigger on a trade with real money, I get nervous. I can't do it. I absolutely can't do it. And so I wrote an article that talks about how to create a strategy. Step 1 is watch the videos. Step 2 is create the trading plan as it's described in the videos. Step 3 is boost your trading plan by writing out what entry you're looking for, writing out where you're going to put your stop, writing out how you're going to calculate your target, or excuse me, your position size. Step 3D is write out how are you going to where are you going to put your target. Step 4, let's see, 3E is write out the criteria for adjusting and moving your stop order. And then step F here links an example that I just showed you. But the point is, I have all of this written out, and you should too. And then step 4 is go back in the charts, you know, pull up chart like Baba and scroll back in time and keep going on the daily on whatever chart you want. Maybe it's the Russell 2000 until you find your entry criteria 100 times. And every time you find your entry criteria, pretend you're executing what you wrote for placing your stop, placing your target, and adjusting your stop throughout the trade. Then make note of the results. Do that 100 times, and you've got a pretty good data set on if the way you wrote your entry, your stop, your target, all that kind of stuff is going to work. And after you do that back trading, then you want to train your eyes, and you want to go through here. You want to find your entry criteria 1,000 times. Yes, 1,000. And I know that sounds like crazy, but Barbara Hammond, my new friend, a real-life trader, has recently completed the 1,000 Gap and Go challenge, and she has found 1,000 Gap and Goes. And let me tell you, when Barbara sees her entry criteria and with respect to a Gap and Go or a retest gap, by golly, she knows what it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or kind of maybes. No, it's it or it's not. And if you do it, if you find it 1,000 times, your brain will know. Next step, trade your plan virtually with fake money in a real account. Fake money, but a real broker for 3 months and or 50 trades. Were you disciplined? Were you profitable? And then you're ready to make a decision if you want to go at it with real money. Now, caveat, if you're doing credit spreads, you may want to trade it for 6 months or a year, or do 100 trades or longer, because with a credit spread, you have to have very, very good defense. Now, that's how you build a strategy, but if you really want to get in the know, if you want to learn how to speak the language, if someone says, hey, I just traded bullish or short squeeze on TWS, and I did a 50.3x by 20.21, or wow, that's a little bit crazy. I did a 50.339 by 50.19, and you want to know what the heck that jargon is I just said, then you need to learn trader speak. Angie, I saw your, here it is, Thinking in Stock Market, this one under the other category. But both of these articles are kind of like that, the next step for, I've seen the videos, now what? So take a look at those, and I'm going to go back to looking at trades. Let's see, we're going to look at BABA now. But all of that was to say everyone's got their own trading plan, and I see BABA now has triggered my trailing stop. So I've trailed out for a 1R gain on BABA. 1R a day keeps the bill collector at bay, so I'm pretty happy. Now, BABA on a daily is pretty interesting. It's never been this low. In the morning session, no, the afternoon session, I think it was Elantra said, hey, Brad, did you notice the retest gap? What do you think that means? And we said, well, a retest gap, we think it's going to come up here. Oh, and it's drawing it in white. We talked about an afternoon delight strategy today, and I drew it. But we think this thing's going to roll up here and give us another shot. You know what? It's probably going to do it a lot tighter than that. So let me see if I can draw this again. Can I do it in pink, please? So let's see, right now it opened here, it's down to here. You think it's going to roll up to here and do something like this. So in the next day or two, look for BABA to roll up here to test this old support as new resistance, especially if the EMAs come in. Look for a bearish candle, and then that will be your entry to take BABA bearish again. So that's my plan on BABA. Questions, thoughts, opposing views? Linderman makes a horrible joke. And I say horrible joke because I wish I had thought of it. He says 1,000 times, that's 10 times if you're doing options, right? Haha, yeah, not. No, 1,000 times, buddy. You know it. All right, let's see. Ron McGee says, did you write down the rule about no bear trade this week? Ron, I did not write it down. That's one of more of my discipline. Now I can't even talk right, let alone write correctly or do math. But that's one of my personal practices, challenges for the week, not necessarily in my trading plan, but maybe it should be. All right, so that's the plan on BABA. We'll see what it does, because you know what? It's going to do what it's going to do. But my plan is to wait for it to roll up here, retest this, just for giggles. See, there I giggled. I'm going to draw this line in here in a light blue, because we may get something like that. Cool. Let's go on. Let's check out Apple. Apple's still retesting this big, huge, ginormous, incredible bullish break that it did. So when you see gaps like this and you see how steep that angle is, you know it just can't last forever. So that's all it's doing. It's coming back here. It's resting. It's sitting right there so nicely on the 10 EMA. So it's just kind of doing what it's supposed to doing. Let's check RSI to see just how much it's resting. Ooh. So I say ooh like that because, well, I'm a weirdo. But this resting here, see the RSI coming down, RSI is down here, this is stochastics. RSI is coming down here, it's resting, it's getting ready, it's gonna go again. I bet if I open Bollinger Bands, it was outside the band, but now it's coming back into the band. It's riding the band real nice, coming back, got to bounce off the 20 EMA. So I'm expecting this thing to go sideways a little bit more. Let this EMA, the 20 EMA come up. Let these bands come in. You know, it may be getting ready for another bullish move already, as crazy as that sounds, because I see the angle of that band. This band is starting to flatten out just a little bit. So, you know, some pressure is coming in. I don't see it just yet. Is anyone on the floor? Type in a 1 if you want me to try and force a trade in on Apple on what I might do. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it yet. I was thinking about some kind of snorish type thing, but I just don't see it. Here's the long-term averages. Man, we are far away from the SMAs. So if I see a big white candle on Apple, I might take it. I'm thinking right now, you know what? Angie, remind me tomorrow on Apple. Let's look at some iron condor action. This gap down here looks pretty strong. We might see if there's premium below, like at 124 or below, as well as 134 or above. That might be fun to do on Apple tomorrow. But as of right now, I don't have anything new to say on Apple. Let's see, if you aren't in this and you have shares, I would either have a protective put. Yeah, I think I'd have my protective put. Let me see if I can draw that. Below this wick, because I think if it comes down below 121.61, no, the low of this candle, 126.61. So if it comes down to here, yeah, I'm going to drag that down to there. If it comes down to there and goes below there, we're certainly going to get a bullish move, and I will put my stop maybe there. I'm a little bit new to Jeremy's strategy of having a protective put and a stop, but I think that's what I do. Because what I'd really like to do is put my protective stop right there, my protective put there, my stop in the gap, but that's just way too tight. Maybe it's not. I don't know, something like that. Either that picture, you decide what works with your trading plan. But that's what I do with Apple. If you have not yet sold a cover call and you want to, you know, 134, 135, or 136, anywhere up in this area, it'd be great for a covered call. Obviously, the higher you go, the longer out you can go. But that's what I do for Apple. Questions, thoughts, opposing views on Apple? Elantra, have a great one. You are a rock star. I think Elantra is the one that turned us on to that BABA trade that made myself personally and a lot of people a lot of money. So thank you, Elantra. Is that an evening star reversal? Yes, that's an evening star reversal. It didn't really play out like an ESR does though, because it's evening star reversal-ish. I would rather this candle, the top of that, be a little bit more floating, be a little bit more distant away from some of these kind of it. Actually, guys, this pattern here, thank you so much for typing that in, Tina Rowley. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I'm spending too much time on Apple. I got to go a little bit faster. This here looks an awful lot like this pattern here. And this here looks kind of like this here. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there are some similarities there. Notice this big, incredible breakout above this consolidation pattern. Notice this big, incredible breakout above this consolidation pattern. Notice how far away this was from the SMAs, know how far this way from the SMAs. So there's some similarities here, and we could likely follow that. So with that being said, I do kind of like this protective put and stop setup if you are patient. Awesome. Thank you, Tina Rowley. You are awesome. Hey, Angie, can we give a trader point to Tina Rowley for asking me to compare these two? That's amazing. You're a rock star, Tina. Thank you. NFLX. Let's go over here on the daily. Again, just kind of going sideways. If you are in bullish on Netflix, which I would assume you would be, if we get a close below here, that is a double top. And I may be a little bit more sensitive because Netflix took me to the cleaners about a year ago when I failed to recognize a double top about that size. So I'm going to put a little line about there and call that a protective put. And where should it come down to? Where should it bounce? I'm seeing the top of this consolidation pattern, and I'm thinking there may be some old resistance becoming new support right in through there. So let's come down. Let's turn on some EMAs. And that does not help me much. I was hoping there'd be an EMA or an SMA right in here to really help guide me where the stop should be. So I'm going to put my stop somewhere around there. See, there's a little baby gap action right in there. I am going to put my stop right below that gap action. I can't do it as high as Jeremy does. Gap action. I have to practice on that. Coach me, buddy. Coach me how to say gap action correctly. At any rate, that's my setup on Netflix. If you have not yet sold a covered call, we are coming into resistance too. Angie, look at this. And I'm going to make that a darker blue because I'm seeing this bearish move over here and this bearish move over here. So tomorrow's going to be a telling day, because if we get a black candle that comes down, a bearish candle that comes down below this protective put line, do a bear call spread up here. A bear call spread. No. Bear call spread. That's what it is. It's bull put spread and bear call spread. We'll do a bear call spread up in here. I'll do that. Ooh, that would be money. This almost looks head and shoulder-ish. Well, at any rate, we'll talk about that if it happens. But until that happens, this is just a continuation pattern. Ooh. So if you like covered calls, up here somewhere above, what is that, 490, 495, something along those lines would be great. Love it. What do you guys think about Netflix? I see okays. Booyah ka-chow. Ka-chow. The great Elvis Newsom is on vacation today. I think I said that. By the way, buddy, played an Elvis song before the 1 o'clock show started. Played it just for you, buddy. Amazon still going strong, still moving up. Got a little pennant pattern going on here on some declining volume. So I'm looking at that. Certainly the steam is rolling out. The speed is running out. It'd be interesting to see if we're getting some divergence, because I see how fast this thing broke up here and see how it's kind of slowing down. That's a good indication of when you should check for divergence. I want to turn on the EMAs just to see if maybe they are catching up, and they are. So we got away from the 10 EMAs, so it's coming into the 10 a little bit. Not too worried about it not going anymore, but I think taking a look at some of this action will really be telling. This is kind of what I was expecting to see. So we do have divergence on the RSI. Stochastics are not, they're not telling me what I needed to know. Wow, stochastics actually entered the oversold territory. This is a bearish sign right here. So Amazon really has me confused right now. I'm not sure I'd go bearish on it, but I certainly would not go bullish. Tomorrow will be very interesting. We might have a big black candle on Amazon tomorrow. We might have a bearish gap on Amazon. That's crazy. What's MACD doing? MACD's got to be going down. I know MACD's going down because I saw the EMAs. There's MACD going down. Now MACD, I would really like for this thing to make some sort of other peak before I say that there's divergence on it. But the RSI was certainly a little bit, well, it certainly wasn't bearish. So if you were thinking about going bullish, sorry, RSI is not bullish. It does not support a bullish move. So if you were thinking about going bullish on Amazon with the breakout of this continuation pattern, I would really check your trading plan on that one. I'm looking back here to see if I can find any other key pivot areas, and I don't really. So interesting that it's doing that at the level. Let me check the weekly just to see what it looks like there. Wow, that is a bullish continuation pattern. I guess we are coming into a little bit of resistance, but it looks like we're above that. So I'm getting a little bit of conflicting indicators here on Amazon. I can draw a line a bit higher, I think right about there is where I draw my line. Yeah, Amazon, pretty far away from the EMAs on a weekly. I think the SMAs are just going to be in downtown. So Amazon, we'll take a look and see what it does tomorrow. I'm expecting maybe a little bit of a bearish move on Amazon. Again, tomorrow's weekly Wednesday. We might be looking at a bear call spread up here, but I want to see a bearish move. I'm expecting it based on RSI, but I haven't seen it yet. But the daily and the weekly, all I'm kind of seeing is just that the steam is running out, the momentum is running out. So interesting to see if Amazon rolls over. Angie and traders on the floor, I think I'm going to be going a little bit long today. So when it comes up to 15 minutes before the close of the day, start reminding me to take a look at what's going to gap tomorrow so we can do that. Let's see. Google. Oh, man. Oh, so this thing's just taken off like a rocket. There is all kinds of bullish bottoming patterns over here through all of this stuff. I really like the fact that it broke above this very key pivot. I like the fact that it's above the EMAs. These EMAs are turning up. It is going to start coming into some congestion based on the bottom of these topping patterns up here. But this is, I'm not sure I'd call that parabolic, but it is certainly a very, very steep run up, and it just can't do that for too long. RSI was going to be pegged way off the charts, and there, in fact, it is. There is divergence in the stochastics. So I think the move on Google may be coming to a close here pretty soon. Interesting that we're seeing so much bearish, excuse me, we're not seeing bearish indicators, we're seeing non-bullish indicators. I think Jeremy sent a message not too long ago that says, if anything goes bearish on the tech stocks, that take them all bearish. At any rate, I'll find that later. Certainly nothing indicates taking a position or a move now, but if you are bullish in some of these tech stocks, I'd be watching your stop. And yeah, so if I were in bullish on Google and I'm seeing all these indicators that are saying the momentum is running out, just because of this key pivot area right there, I would have something at this point. I might even have a stop there. If it comes down to that point, I think we will certainly get a bearish move. All right, so here's what I would do if I had shares. I would do a protective put there. I would be looking to sell some calls up here at 590, and I bet there's going to be premium because with this crazy volatility, and remember the price of options has a lot to do with volatility. If volatility is high, you want to be selling. You do not want to be buying because when this thing rolls back over or this thing will go sideways for a little bit, the volatility will come out and that means the prices will go up. So if volatility is high, you want to be selling option. If volatility is low, you want to be buying options. So if volatility has spiked, which I'm assuming it would because of how fast this bullish move goes, sometimes when stocks go up, the volatility comes out, but when they go this fast, there may be some volatility there. At any rate, see, if you do have shares, I would be looking at a covered call somewhere up here into this congestion because I think Google's it's going to go up maybe another day or two or three, but the steam is going to be rolling out soon. And I would be locking in what I can with either protective puts or stops. Just a wild guess, I might put my stop on the 10 EMA, which is just below where this thing really started confirming. It's going to go like a rocket. This stop is below kind of the top of this right shoulder of a head and shoulders or double top thing here. Questions, thoughts, opposing views on Google? Tina says that Google is outside the Bollinger Band. Tina, just how many points can we give you in one day? Oh, Tina, you're so right, which is another reason why I think Google's got to rest. It doesn't necessarily have to come down, do all this. In fact, I would love it for Google to see this congestion, see this bounce right here. I want Google to come down, rest about here, and then take off again. I think that is extremely likely. Tina, if you were next to me, I'd just take my headset off and let you speak. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Great job, Tina Rowley. All right, nice job on Google team. Let's go on and let's see, I got some what's fun over here. SSYS, Stratasys. This is already making its bearish moves. That, my friends, what I just drew, I call a Pepto-Bismol line. Let's see. We have a candle here. It broke bearish. Actually, that's a gap and go. Never mind. We have a breakout, though, of this session, and this is, my friends, a retest. I came up to retest that gap. That gap is holding. This is bearish moves off of that. This big candle here would have been awesome to get in right there at the close of that day as it made this evening star reversal-ish candle. Let's see if I can make that even smaller because my eyes are straining and I know you guys at home have an even smaller picture than I have on my screen. So here's what I'm seeing. This nice little retest up here. And rolling over. Yeah, that's bearish. Trying to figure out if you can get in today. I think you might be a little bit late. Yesterday would have been a good time to get in or a close below the 10. But I certainly think that taking this thing bearish is the right direction to go. I'm just trying to decide if now is the time to get in or if it's too late to get in. And you know what the rule is? If you're asking if it's too late to get in, then it's too late to get in. So that's where I'd put my target if I were in bearish. I think a stop above this candle or a protective call would be a little bit juicy. Because if it does to this point right here, then, protective call. And then I'd have my stop up here in the gap. Yeah, I like that. So that's what I'd be doing on Stratasys. Oh man, that's gorgeous. Yeah, if you're getting in now, you just don't have a good reward risk ratio. If you wanted to get in today, you could still squeak out a 2-to-1. And here is, if you wanted to get in today, you got about 20 minutes left, but here is how I would draw that one. You'd have to have your stop up here above yesterday's candle, and let's see if that is a 2-to-1 reward risk ratio. It's a 1.5 to 1, so that's not going to work. So I don't see an entry right now, unfortunately, but that's how I'd be playing. Stratus, questions, thoughts, opposing views? Let's see what the indicators are doing on this one. Okay. Nothing foreboding, nothing exciting. What is MACD doing? Sorry, I'm going through a whole bunch of it in my head and my mouth is a little bit behind. MACD is moving up, but that's okay because this is also moving. Yeah, okay, so nothing new from those indicators. Yeah, Stratus looks pretty. If you're in it, that's how I'd be doing that one. Moving on to Amgen. Wow. Okay, so this one nicely broke above the EMAs. These candles are, there's a lot of congestion on this. What is going on? What's going on? How's it going? By the way, Jeremy, in case you are around and you do watch this video when we post it, I hope you have a great vacation and I hope you get rested. Actually, I'm a little bit intimidated because we see how energetic you are when you're not rested, when you haven't had your vacation. So maybe a little scary when you come back. Not gonna lie, a little bit worried. All right, I am seeing a key breakthrough area here, but I don't entirely love it. Let me draw a little bit on this picture and we'll see if we got in a little bit above that candle and we bring this to the bottom of that kind of consolidation pattern. That, my friends, is a 2-to-1 reward risk ratio. I don't hate it, but I don't love it because I'm seeing a lot of congestion in here. I think if it does this trade's going to take a long time to roll. Oh, I love that 100 coming in. Now I like this trade. I love that 100 SMA coming in. I'm boosting this thing up. So I think it does have some steam to go forward on this, but I think it's going to take its sweet and merry time to make this. So I do like this trade on Amgen. I think it's going to go, but I think it's going to take a while. So I would suggest maybe doing shares and not options on this one, or if you do options, buy a lot of time, expect about 3 or 4 months for this trade to play out. But that's what I think about Amgen. Questions, thoughts, opposing views, what do you guys think? Amgen, I'm not seeing people type in on the floor. Is my microphone still on? I don't have the mute button on, do I? My internet been disconnected?
I'm hearing you.
Yay! All right. Yeah. By the way,
with this group, the minute sound goes away, Greg Peters says, "Oh, I've gone deaf again."
Nice. Okay, well, I appreciate that because I lose my sound sometimes. Oh, I gotta sing a song because we won an R on Baba.
How sad.
Take this. Oh wait, no, we won. Rollin', 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 keep them R's a-flowin', and this trade's a rollin' ride. We try to understand them and trade the way we planned them, trailing our stop to some lower highs. My heart's a-calculating, some R's we will be taking. We'll stick to our plan and do it right. Yeehaw! All right, that's our R we got on Baba, and that is just trading our plan and doing what it do, trading our plan, and we made some money. Yeehaw! Okay, donezo. Sorry, got to do that. Got to celebrate the wins. Very important to celebrate the wins. I know a lot of people beat themselves up over the losses and they celebrate and they fail to celebrate their wins. So, got to celebrate your wins and celebrate trading your plan. Actually, it's not the win that we celebrate. It's the trading the plan that we celebrated, and we traded the plan. So that's awesome. What's gapping up tomorrow? Blame it on Texas, Greg. Oh, no. Texas is the blessing. Maria Colos wants to look at Amba. Amba, Mamba, Bamba. Amberella. We were looking at this one today. We were expecting this one. Oh, our earnings were. Angie, help me out on Amba. Were earning are happening after the close, or were they this morning?
Let me look.
So this morning, the pre-market data suggested that Amba was going to open at 63.16, which is above this key pivot area. And it didn't. It opened below it, and look at that. That's just beautiful. I mean, we turned it off pretty quick when it did not make it to that area. But if AMBA were to open tomorrow above this area, let's see, the high today was 63.20. The high of that is 63.20. Guys, that's just freakish to me. And this is one thing that still awes me and blows my mind about the stock market. Why would sellers come in to the very penny in March, just like they did back here at the beginning of the year, to the absolute penny? It just kind of freaks me out. Love it. I love the stock market. At any rate, if we get
Today,
a open,
close. Sorry,
it's after close. All right. So AMBA is going to be a hot one to watch tomorrow. Let's see. Jeremy writes this in, doesn't? If AMBA, if AMBA opens above 60.20, nice retest gap. And the question is, if it gaps down, how far does it have to gap before I take it bearish? So if I were bullish on this, where would I have my stop? The EMAs, ooh, there's the 10, the 20. Man, this thing would have to come all the way down to here. I'd like this one. Okay. If I drew a line right here on this 50 EMA, which is at 54, actually I'm going to draw it a little bit lower. If we we're going to get congestion, though, is the problem. I don't think I'd trade this thing bearish. Here's why. Well, if it's a perfect gap and go, so confusing. All right, here's the problem with taking it bearish if it gaps down here. You're going to get support coming in from the 10 EMA. You're going to get support coming in from the 20. You're going to get support coming in from the 50. You're going to get support coming in from the bottom of this candle. You're going to get support coming in from the bottom of this candle. You're going to get support coming in from the bottom of this swing. So there's just all kinds of congestion. There's no real clear edge to this. Plus, not many trades have been working out bearish lately. So there's a big, huge gap here. Also, that's going to provide a lot of bullish support. Even though the gap's closed, you're going to get some support right along in through here. So yeah, I think I'm going to call for this thing to gap up, and that's what it is. So let's see. I'm going to save this, and I will publish something after I turn the recording off. And today is March 3rd. Right, and I'm going to slide that over there so I know to take action later. Mankind, we were looking at a sniper trade today on this one. So here was our trade setup on Mankind. Bearish gap, but it hit here, and man, it came up with a bullish craziness. So we said, hey, we could do an intraday entry there, a stop there. Now take a look at this on the daily. Type in a 3 if you guys took this trade. The 50 EMA came in right at the bottom of that tail, providing all kinds of crazy support. So we said, hey, you can put your stop below the 100 SMA, excuse me, I think I said 50. Below the 100 SMA, you're already at 2R. You're already at 3R, I think, on this thing. No, you may be at 2R. But the target up here, the 200 SMA, this would be a swing trade. And you know, you're looking at a 10-to-1 reward risk ratio. You got a good probability of getting stopped out, but you may have already hit 2R on Mankind. At any rate, neat little sniper trade that's playing out. Baba, you've already done your thing. So yeah, Bob waiting for a retest. What other is gapping? I've got Amba. Greg Peter says, Catherine, sorry, let me know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the stop for Mankind, MNKD? For the gap, sorry, the stop for Mankind would be just below the 100 SMA. So Smith & Wesson, a little bit low volume, but nothing too much to worry about. Is going to have earnings coming up here pretty soon. So here is what I would do. This one may be a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous gap and go. The top of this candle is 1387, so I am going to draw a line there. Yeah, I'll just draw it there. And then I'm going to draw another line below this candle there. I'm trying to figure out if I take this thing bearish, if it does go bearish. Again, I'm just getting all kinds of congestion on this thing. Well, for sure, if this thing like totally and for sure, dude, if it like gaps above 13 at a 7, like up here, like I would so like totally take it bullish. Like, oh my God. All right, let me type this out. If Smith and Wesson Holding Company, shoot them if you got them, opens above 13.87. This will be a very good location to take a bullish trade. And that, my friends, is a gap and go. And it might be a perfect gap and go, but it's too, I don't know, it might be a perfect gap and go. So I'm not going to publish that. Actually, yeah, I will. Maybe perfect. It's too early to tell right now. We still got another 8 minutes in the day, 6 minutes in the day. So I will publish this one as well. Oh man, tomorrow on the morning floor, we may be going nutso. Maybe getting crazy with some bullish trades. SWHC. By the way, Arthur Pierce came on the microphone this morning on the morning floor, shared a bunch of his ideas. Tomorrow morning at 8:45 Eastern Time, Arthur Pierce and I are going to talk about some of his research methods, how he looks for trades, how he does his research. Arthur Pierce is a monster day trader, someone I really, really look up to. And tomorrow morning, he's going to be sharing his ideas. So be sure you're there. Check it out. It's going to be epic. Abercrombie and Fitch. Every time I'm shopping in that store, I get a headache. And by say every time I go shopping, I'm talking like 10 years ago when I was in that store. This thing's looking a little bit bearish. If this guy were to gap above the 50 and above that wick, then there would definitely be some bullish fuss to think about. So the 50 is at 26.57. That's above that gap. You are going to get a little bit of resistance in through here. So I'm going to draw that. I think, though, I don't know where to draw it. I think I'm going to draw it there. Anywhere in through here, you're going to get a little tiny bit of congestion. But what I'm thinking is that all of the people that are trapped in here, these bearish traders that have been shoving this thing down, there, and there, that there may be enough bullish thrust if it gets above this 50 to kind of shove it up. But if this thing were to trade below the wick of this guy, then the test gap would be just snazzy. And that's kind of what I would hope for on Smith & Wesson, is for this thing to go below. It'd be easier, more logical to trade. If Abercrombie and Fitch. Hey, Angie, anything I need to do right here at the end of the day, or am I doing it? Is this what I need to be doing? Do I need to, I got about 3 or 4 minutes left. Do I need to switch back and look at the market indices again? Or what can I do to try and be even half as awesome as Newsom?
I think you're doing it, man. I mean, you're looking at stuff that's gap in the morning, and I honestly think if anybody is missing something, type it in right now so we can cover it for you.
Above. Angie, what do you think? The dark blue line or the light blue line if it gaps up?
If it opens below.
That answers my question. If you have to think about it, it's got to be the light blue line. If it opened above 27.31, that is a gap in go. But yeah, I think anything in here.
Yeah. There's more upside room above that light blue line.
Yeah, so in that case, let's do this. Let's take this off. Let's do that. And I'll do that. And then I'll say take that and boing-a-chow.
There you go.
I like it. I love it. I want more of it. Really, I like AMBA and SWHC, Emergen and Smith & Wesson for trades tomorrow morning so far. And do I have time for one more? I'm going to do one more. I may go a little bit late. AEO. Tell you what, I'm going to look at 2 of them real quick, and I'm going to pick my favorite. Oh, that means I like that one real well. TSL. Oh, I like that one. Okay, I'm going to do it fast. Tell you what, I will type these out and I'll publish them later. But if this one gaps up above that, oh, that'll be a nice bullish trade. And look how much room there is in here. A little bit of resistance in here, but man, when it gets in this area, this thing may go really fast. I'm starting to change my mind a little bit. I'm allowed to do that. That's okay. But that's still, if it gaps up above that line, there's a big, crazy room for this thing to go. I like it. All right, so I'll write something up about TSL later, and I will publish it. So if you're following us on TradingView, then you will certainly get these. And hope you're following us on TradingView. Because actually, if you like morning gaps, I'm publishing. Uh-oh. What happened? There's ANF. Why does that say I got 2 ANFs? That one over. Okay. This one, AEO, right? Okay, this one will be the last one today. Luis Marquez, I think, crushed some leaf trading today. It was a little bit low volume, but you know, as I've said over and 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 over again, and I will continue to say it, if it is your trading plan and you have traded your trading plan, and if your trading plan works, do it. Just because your trading plan is not my trading plan. Okay,
so are you saying
if we gap,
Luis raked in all those leaves? Okay, that's enough. I know, sorry.
He's going to be leafing through his green money he made off of that one. Let's see, I do like that line. I don't hate this one bearish, actually. So for AEO, again, I'll type this out and send it to you. If it gaps above 1516, that's a bullish retest gap. If it gaps below 1430, that is a bearish gap and go. Either one of those sounds great. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. I got to tell you, I woke up at 4 in the morning this morning, and I was so excited to get to talk about the trading floor. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being real life traders. And as always, guys, trade on logic, not on hope.